Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen and I believe in dragons. And it all starts with a dragon awakening. A dragon awakening is the moment when the dragon touches you and every energy inside of you opens up. From then on, it's a new beginning. It's a new way of life, a new way of living. Everything starts all over. And we all have our awakening in all our personal ways, in different ways. So we cannot compare our awakenings with each other. But what we can compare is the energy and what it does to someone. It it makes someone confused but happy at the same time. The dark and light all in confusion. Everything will become chaos. And this chaos, you will have to shape your own path out of it. The dragon creates chaos inside of your mind with all the emotions all in a whirlpool coming together, and then it's up to you to make your path out of it. And this is the unique path that you will have, that is created by you and your dragon. But yeah, and I just want to show you how I did my awakening when I saw my dragon for the first time as an adult, because I saw my dragon before, and that was when I was a child. 6 years old was the last time that I saw the dragon, but I actually forget about that because I thought it was just imagination, because everyone said it was imagination, so it must have been imagination. And even later on, when I found the dragon, then I remembered the words of the adults back then, that it's must my imagination. But not this time actually. When I first saw my dragon as an adult, I fell on my knees. I fell. I remember how my knees hurt were from falling, but I still remembered the beauty, the purity. The thing was that I not. Um, it it was that my human brain could not handle this much purity without choking. It was so much more than my mind could handle. I fought the attraction for a while. I fought the attraction, the connection that I had with the dragon. I fought it for what my mind was saying. I was fighting against this love for the dragon, but I couldn't stop for long. Couldn't stop my mind for long. 5 months I lived in a different place. I just cut myself in the arm out of infuriate. I felt lesser than the dragon. Where actually, it was actually here. It's 15 years now, and I still had it because I was losing my mind. When I first uh, felt my dragon, the dragon came before me. I felt on my knees, and I immediately could feel the mind of the dragon, and that was something that my mind couldn't handle at the moment. It was too much purity. It was too much to see through the eyes of the dragon, and I could see and feel the dragon so much that it was like I was the dragon itself. And at the moment it was much more than chaos. It was something that I was refusing. I didn't want it. I didn't want it. But it was so beautiful. So beautiful, my brothers and sisters. It was a fight that I could never win. After a while, I mean, I fought against myself so that I could still live a normal life, because this was going inside of my mind. If I accept this, then there is no way back, because I knew this back then very well when I was laying down on the floor. That if I accept the dragon, there was no way back as a normal life, as a human being between humans. Um, but it was very difficult. 5 months seemed like a few minutes. I don't remember that much from that. Seeing the dragon is a new beginning, a rebirth, darkness and light coming together. The dragon was the light that blinded me. Her eyes were the darkness that I could see through, like seeing through this world. It like also that is also something that stopped me, um, seeing through the eyes and thinking through the mind of the dragon. It showed me a world that I didn't see before, not even when I was a child. Um, that this mind of the dragon is not at all like a human being. It's something completely different and something so hard and so, like I said, not human at all. And so, as a human, this is quite something, because there is something awoken inside of you that screamed out, "Dragon, dragon, let him in, let the dragon in, let him touch you everywhere." And that is that my human self was fighting against it, but there was a draconic energy inside that was not fighting against it, that was constantly saying, "Give in, give in." See through the eyes of the dragon, see through the real world. Without these eyes, you don't see in the real world. You have to think like a dragon, you have to move like a dragon to in order to gain wisdom and know what this world and nature is all about. All of these words were coming inside of me from that moment. Everything that the dragon said to me, I understood it. Now I see that the dragon talks to us, and there is an immediate um, um, translation inside of this. This is immediately translated inside of us, and that is, the dragon doesn't have a human tongue, and we don't have a dragon tongue, but we can understand each other from the first second, and that is because you were born with this gift. You can also, some people consider this as a gift, and others see this as a curse. At that moment, I saw it as both ways. My human self saw this as a curse. My draconic self saw this as a gift, as a blessing. And so I didn't know what to do. What should I do back then? But it was so pure and so beautiful. You don't choose the path of the dragon, it chooses you. And and what you learn is unlike any human that can teach you about anything. This is why it might be a bit much in the beginning. In the beginning, it was not a bit much with me, it was a lot of much. So, like I said, 5 months, when I finally gave in, I immediately was gone. Myself was away. The person that was awakened back then is not the same person that is now. That person is dead. That is not the same one again. Now, I can finally see that it was maybe back in the day, it could have been a curse, a dark energy. It was going over me, but now I see it as a light. I can see into the world with dragon eyes. Sometimes it's just not easy to look through the eyes of the dragon, because then you can see a world of humans, and these humans, that is why I don't like them very much. It's a world with a lot of disappointments. Why humans do much wrong. They do much wrong to nature, they do much wrong to life. They are very selfish, and they only think about themselves. While the dragon is a guardian, they want to protect, they want to see that everything without a voice, or everything that is important, should be here, that every living thing should be appreciated, that every living thing should be protected and guarded by those who can guard them, but by those who can protect them. And that is that is something that is very recognizable with children of Tiamat. So I immediately, after a few years, knew who my dragon god or goddess was, and that was Tiamat. But that's for later on. First you discover, most of the time, first you discover your guardian, and your guardian is something to go through. The first time that you will feel your guardian, because it will be feeling first, then maybe after it you can see them through the visualization, through the feelings that you have for your dragon. Once you close your eyes, you might see their appearance. So in the beginning, yeah, like I said, it's all for us all. It's very different. All of the awakenings, it's very, very different. So you cannot compare this, but this power can be compared. The draconic energy can be compared. That it will be chaos. That it will shape your path after a while. And this path, and that is, I cannot say this enough, because some people seem to forget that every path is different. It's born out of chaos. So don't see another path as something inferior. It's not inferior. You are just on the same level, but it's just a different path. And I cannot stand that if people say that someone else on the dragon's path has lesser experiences. No, it's different experiences. So remind of yourself that all of your brothers and sisters have experienced other ways of chaos. They have shaped their path in the same realms as you, but it's a different path. So remember that very well, because I just can't handle this kind of ignorance. Just let your draconic energy speak and not your humans, because that is very human. Don't be a human. This on the dragon's path, you have to think and to see like the dragon, not as a human. So you have to use your draconic wisdom in this. So don't see yourself as something higher. Your dragon. I mean, my experience is so damn difficult. It was so damn hard. My dragon didn't had enough of teaching me that I'm saying, oh my, wow, I must be the most trained draconic Wiccan ever. No, no, you are just on the same level. You are also being trained, and sometimes without not even knowing that you are suffering because of this. And then you, like I said, it's like the cubic killer Nox. In the abyss I will go to seek the light. It's just the same on the dragon's path. You will fall into the abyss, and behind the light you will go. Like the Dragon Awakening. All started with this image for me. This image has actually a lot of blood on it. That I gave my dragon the blood of myself, and with it I gave myself to the dragon, because after a while, after I came back from my experiences on the dragon realms, I said everything is for you. That is how much you change. Before it, I will never do that. I would never do that. But now, like I said, if I was 17, just before my awakening, and they said, would you have an awakening like that with all the explanations? I might have said no, because it will change me forever. And this will kill my mind. And yes, it will be replaced with another. There will be fractions of yourself still in it, but most of you will be different. That is the great thing with our path. The changes, everything that changes, and it will change you in a good way, how you were born to be, without any distractions of society. And I gave myself to the dragon after my awakening, because I trust my dragon with 100% with everything I have. My soul is for the dragon, my body is for the dragon, and after all these years I gave everything to my Lord. I must say that my awakening was just the beginning, and yours just as well. Your awakening is just the beginning. My brothers and sisters,